Absolutely. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me, Dr. Laquita. Like she said, my name is Dr. Sundri, Dr. Nora Sundri. I am a graduate of the Hampton University School of Pharmacy. Shout out to Hampton University,
Thank
the real
you.
HU, the standard of excellence. Let's just put that out there. Yes, 2015 graduate. I have been working as a pharmacist for a couple of years now, so I've got, a little bit of experience under my belt. It's been a great journey. Very interesting journey so far.
Great journey. Okay. So, how did you start? For those who don't know, I know you started off at MTM. So, how has it been being an MTM pharmacy? How has that experience been?
So, for the most part, when I did MTM pharmacy during my rotations in college, I thought that it was really just a great concept. There are people who are some of the times it is underserved communities, other times it is just the everyday regular folks, but the older you get, or just depending on your disease states, people tend to have a lot of medications. We think of, oh, you take your daily vitamins every day and you should be fine, but there are people who have several disease states. They have diabetes, they have hypertension, they have heart disease. So they end up taking just anywhere from 5 to 12 different medications a day. And that is where MTM pharmacy really comes into play, because you get to see all of those people's medications at once. You get to really talk to them one-on-one and, let them know how one can interact with the other, let them know exactly what they're looking for. And like you said, when I got out of pharmacy school, I was so blessed enough to end up that my first job outside of pharmacy school was an MTM pharmacist. So that's what I've pretty much been doing. My clinical skills have been honed in just the last 3-4 years since I got out of school. So from there, I've just been looking at diabetes a lot, looking at hypertension, looking at heart disease, looking at, osteoporosis, just different things, and getting to just interact and tell people, how, what are the parameters that they need to look for, what are the things that they really need to focus on with their medications, and being that they're not just taking one, that they're taking several because they have the different disease states. It's been really great to kind of just take everything that I learned from school and put it into action.
That's so awesome, man. That's so great though, because of course, like being I have worked with the government, that's one of the key things. Where it's like a whole money pot where the money is. They have all these grants for MTM, but the thing is, it's like with us, it's just no one really knows what MTM is. Like for us, except pharmacists, so it's so hard to get the billing done because there is like a whole entire thing that the government has for state health departments to do MTM to hire pharmacists, but it's also too, you have to be in a state that that
Actually
wants
does it, right?
yes, that wants our service. And I think I just like commend just Virginia, Texas, Minnesota. Those are off the top of my head. Great states, Georgia too, but they're kind of into those money pots. But so in terms of pharmacy, I guess since we did have a question about what school we attend and things, someone may be interested in pharmacy, what advice would you give them?
So for me, let me just say with myself, why did I decide to even go into pharmacy school? For one, it was a thing about me being an immigrant. Just coming to America, you come here for just an opportunity at a better life, and a better life to some people can be anything. You can literally decide to be anything. But I just knew along the lines that you would think in your mind that being a doctor, being a lawyer, being all those things was what success seemed like to the immigrant coming here. At some point when I was really young, I wanted to be a pediatrician. I realized how much school that was, and I was like, I'm good. And then at some point I was like, sure, I could be a nurse, but then I spent some time in the hospital, just deaths in the family, different things like that, and I was like, this place is pretty morbid. Yeah. I don't want to spend that much time here. Yeah. So I was like, no, that's not it for me. And then it's crazy because I went to Thomas Edison. Yeah, girl, I don't like it. I went to Thomas Edison in Alexandria, Virginia, and it was a pretty diverse school. Fairfax County is actually very diverse, and it just so happened that we had a career center and they really just they poured into us. Well, one day a recruiter from Hampton University, I just always think that they gathered up all the black kids, which is pretty much what they did. They gathered up all the black kids and put it in our career center, and they gave us a presentation on Hampton University. And I watched it and I saw the campus. It was right by the water in the 757. And then it talked about its pharmacy program. And I was already in love with just the atmosphere and the fact that it was an HBCU, not even knowing what that was at the point. And so I was like, this is people that look like me. This campus is really beautiful. I just love everything about this. And then they were like, Hampton University also has a pharmacy program. And then it went into talking about the pharmacy program. So, and it was at that point that I was engaged. I was like, I don't want to be a pediatrician. I don't want to be a nurse, but pharmacy seems like something that I could do, you know? So just doing research on it, and seeing that it was also something that was, you know, a pretty lucrative career, I was like, I could definitely do this. And so then you just become also interested in looking in your community for other pharmacists. Come to find out, one of my aunts was a pharmacist. She actually owned her own pharmacy. She owned her own pharmacy. And so I got to actually go and intern with her, you know, to kind of see what it was like. And I really, really liked it. So for anybody who is interested, just, I believe at not necessarily at this point, but there's definitely people in your community who are willing to show you and tell you about their experiences in their careers. You know,
Yeah.
whenever I worked at the three-letter pharmacy CVS as an intern, you know, and it was always nice to just see people come in and just have conversations, you know, outside of getting their prescriptions. So there's definitely the times that when they're not busy, they would like to engage with you, you know. So if you're curious about it, find a pharmacist that you know, ask them, you know, what it's been like for them, what are their favorite parts, what are their not so favorite parts, so that they can tell you, you know, if it's something that you're really interested in, what can you strive to make better once you're in the career field.
Yeah.
So I definitely love what I do. You know, I know that I made the right choice. It wasn't the easiest of times in school for me, but I know that I definitely made the right choice in my field. And I would really encourage anybody, if you're thinking about doing it, they should reach out to you, you know, because you are an excellent source for them, and you're definitely here to make sure they succeed, no matter what journey they're on. So, yeah.
Oh, thank you. You know, I can say I 100% agree with you with that in terms of pharmacy and to seek, but just sidebar, do not go when they first open. Do not go between 11 and 1. Do not go between 5
Yes,
and 7.
wait
like
for
5 and 6. Do not go.
Wait, guys, just wait for after hours. Yes.
Do not go. Just so you know, because you probably want to get the most friendliest person
Mm-hmm.
in the morning, but not when they first open. Like, give them time to set the tone. But okay,
Yep.
here and there. But yes, this has been really fun. So, are there any questions? Anyone you joining, watching? Are there any questions? Let us know. We have a couple more minutes to let us know. But I also would say for someone who's considering pharmacy, it's not what you think. What you see, okay. Retail pharmacy like CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, all those chains, that is roughly, it's almost 80 to 90% of where the jobs are, but pharmacists do so much more than that. So the thing is, make sure you go and ask a pharmacist, because what you think may happen, it's not that. And I know this whole thing of the notion that we put pills in a bottle, we totally do not. The thing is, we are so smart and we are so quickly and I'll say analyzing a patient profile to where we're really using our brain. You may not see, you may still looking at a computer, but we're actually making sure, are there any drug interactions? Is this the right dose? Is this the right drug? Like, we're making sure that that medication is safe and effective for you. So just a sidebar for that. Because outside looking in, you may want to join. I know for me, my personal thing was I joined because I saw it as an opportunity to advance myself. I'm just going to be real. I didn't have I didn't see anyone, I didn't know anyone firsthand who was in pharmacy or anything like that. It was just something I saw that I could advance myself in. And I went there and I was like, hey, I want to do pharmacy. There were times where I changed my major like 4 times. So, hey, If you're an undergrad, it's totally okay.
That's all right.
It's
Exactly. Yep.
okay.
That's why you're doing
It's
that, figuring it
okay.
out.
Because one thing, a degree does not have an end date on there. It does not. It only says degree of our bachelor's of, master's of. It does not have a date on there. Only you have the date. So be
Hmm.
patient in terms of that. If you are in pharmacy school, hey, it's gonna you're gonna there's light in the tunnel. It's gonna be okay. And even if you are now practicing, so what would you tell a person who just graduated? What advice would you give them?
For a new graduate, whether or not you have passed your NAPLEX or not, first of all, just congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations because I know it wasn't a cakewalk for me. So I'm sure that it took a lot of strength. It took a lot of, just perseverance. So congratulations. And um, look for definitely, like you said, retail may be 80% roughly of what is out there, but be open to the different opportunities that are presented to you as well. Reach out to that one teacher that was talking about, that random job
Yeah.
in the health services
Yeah.
or anticoagulation or anything like that. It's quite interesting, all the other things that are available out there for you as a pharmacist.
Yeah.
Retail is just the one that most people see, but there are definitely a lot more, even residencies, fellowships, different things like that. You will get introduced to a world of new people. You
Mhm.
will get introduced to just a world of opportunities if you don't stick to just what is the norm. And I think that, some places are saturated right now. There's a lot of things going on. So I think for people who are willing to branch out, you may see a lot more success if you're willing to just take a different road as far as your career in pharmacy is concerned. Yeah.
Yes, and that's one of the things I would say I have learned to do. I'm really great in looking for jobs that's outside the norm, being like the non-traditional pharmacist. And at the same time, I would say my best advice I can give you right now is because I know a lot of people who are in retail. It's like once you've done a year in retail or just a year practicing period, you can go into government. But most people
Mm-hmm.
search pharmacy titles. One of the biggest thing you will say for most government jobs they have their if you want to get a government job, don't necessarily look for a pharmacist title. Look for any kind of job title that interests you and say, hey, can I do these qualifications?
Exactly.
That's the
Exactly.
thing. That's like the bonus tip I'm having for anyone watching it live. Take that and run with it because it's so true. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's how many doors open towards for me because I have such a diverse background. And then some just blessed and highly favored, but
Yes, you are, girl. Yes, you are.
as you can see, look, as you can see, I've been teaching because I was like, I forgot to erase this board. As you can see, I've been teaching today. So, but oh yeah, those who join in again, I am a pharmacy success strategy. I have a strategist, and one of my program, my signature program, Pharmacy to RPH, is. Man, I should have become a pharmacist. Yeah, you should, girl. Come on.
But you are definitely you're doing great too, okay? We need
Yeah,
you out in these streets, Aaron. We need you.
I know,
We
right?
need you. We need PAs. We need them.
You now that's another topic. We're gonna talk great about pharmacy because like, hey, that's one thing I did consider too. PAs.
See? See, she considered being a PA.
Yes, that's so amazing. I'm kind of so excited. Like I just love seeing people doing multiple things because I feel like my personal mantra is pharmacy is unlimited if you are. So if you are limited, the profession is limited. But as long as you have
Absolutely.
an open mind, willing to challenge the norm, willing to be uncomfortable, and have a positive outlook, doors will open, things will happen. So